Hey, girlfriend, you know who you are. You have big, big dreams. You want to write a book, stand on a TED Talk stage, be a life coach offering wisdom from your RV in Montana, a cafe in Barcelona, or a beach chair in Tulum. Your other girlfriends and your family, they don't always get your biz savvy. Why do you want to leave your JOB? Because you're a CATS, aka coach, author, thought leader, and speaker. Meet other change makers like yourself and find out how they make it happen. This is the Big Meow podcast.
Hey, cats, it's Kristen, and I'm here with DrJulee. Hi, DrJulee.
Hello, Kristen. I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely. You know, I think so many cats dream about giving a TEDx talk or TED talk, and you've done it twice. That's amazing.
It was perfect.
I love it. So you have two different topics, unlearning and social isolation. Let's just jump right in. What is unlearning?
Well, unlearning is a research topic in the field of knowledge management, and it basically talks about having people that learn things very, specifically and master them. And how do you change that behavior? So if you think about someone that's tied their shoes, that's an example I often use. Everyone has tied their shoes enough times that they become a master at it. You don't really have to think about what you're doing. So what would happen is, for example, say you fell and hurt your arm and it was in a sling. How would you relearn, unlearn, and develop those skills again in a different way? That's all about unlearning.
And why is unlearning important?
Unlearning is essential for a lot of reasons because of our fast-paced environment, with not only all the changes that are going through and our ability as human beings to be resilient. We really need to be great unlearners. Those are the people that are able to figure out the new computer systems. Those are the people that are the first adopters. Those are the people that really have that skill, and it is really a skill that you can develop. And I coach people on developing that skill as well. So it's really important for our lives every day.
Oh, absolutely. And I think as an entrepreneur, especially, as all of us cats, we are out in, the wild west of technology and ideas and being an entrepreneur. So we have to unlearn something and relearn something else, sometimes, in a really short time span.
And because we are entrepreneurs, flexibility and resilience are key, just innate hardwiring that our brains need to do. And we need to develop those skills each and every day. We can't just sit on our haunches, so to speak, and be able to just let things fly as they go. We have to know where we're going to make those changes, where we're going to pivot, and how we're going to keep that advantage in the business world. And that's what unlearning is all about. Yeah, for sure.
So DrJulee, can you dial that in for us? I mean, like, let's say we're an entrepreneur and, we want to be more effective. We want to reach that peak potential. What are a couple things that we need to keep top of mind, along these lines?
Well, I want to add a little bit of something else for all entrepreneurs. Number one, as a speaking strategist, I also do a lot with it in the field of communication. And one of the things I would tell you, for every entrepreneur, everything begins with communication. So if your skills are good in communication, you can develop that relationship with other people. Your business is going to rise because you have that relationship building skill. You're able to connect with others. And when you talk about unlearning, we talk about what are the things that are unproductive? What are the things that we don't need to do anymore? What are the things we need to change and kind of level up our game so to continue to have the competitive advantage in the marketplace? Those are the things that are skills and areas of expertise we need to develop as business owners, business entrepreneurs, and leaders as well. So that's, again, what I coach on, and I teach people how to do it.
I've noticed that, and I've been in business for about 14 years, and every couple of years I'm having to upgrade, redesign, reinvent.
Yeah.
It seems like everything. So I was just saying that, okay, this is that year to do that. When you're kind of going through with that critical eye, and thinking, what do I need to adapt, adjust, throw out? There's things that need to be thrown out as well. So I love that. You also did a TED Talk on social isolation. I mean, a lot of us sit at home and we don't really go anywhere. We're just in front of Zoom. And, and that's part of why I created Cats Network. How big of a challenge is social isolation? Let me get that out. Isolation.
It's okay. I can work with that.
Yeah.
So social isolation is a problem that we as human beings do not really recognize that we are having as the result of forces in the last couple of years. We find that we have become more and more without talking to other people. We have lost our pragmatic skills. We've lost our ability to read nonverbal communication. We have depended predominantly on technology to bridge the gap. Those lovely cell phones that we use all the time take away our skills. And I'm guilty too. How many of people out there use the maps to, to the GPS to find a place to go? I know how to get there, but I turn the GPS on anyway. These are things that create, believe it or not, complete isolation. And unfortunately, this is why we're seeing a predominantly large rise in mental health issues. The suicide level is through the roof. And sadly, but not, if you have little kids, make sure that they are doing the the anti-social isolation things, because they are learning language, they are learning speech, and they are not getting those skills. I have a lot of people that come to me and say, I don't know how to talk to another person. I'm scared when I go up and talk to somebody. Scary thoughts, because we all need each other and we all are interdependent. So social isolation is going to be the next big topic that we need to handle and address.
I think it's really interesting that you said that we're not even aware that we have a problem with this. It's like, it's almost in our blind spot, and I think that the technology is so addictive. It's so alluring that we think we're being social because it's called social media, right? Yeah. And so we feel like we're being social because we're talking with, people all over the world, and we're getting likes and all these different things. But, to be successful, especially in any type of business exchange, having that emotional intelligence, like you said, having that capacity to have a conversation is really the cornerstone of building business relationships with people.
Yeah, absolutely, Kristen. It's so important. We don't understand that just because the words are there is so much subtle information that is transmitted. Zoom is a help, but face to face, we get, have you ever gone to somebody and you've said, I like that person or I don't like that person immediately? Why is that? It's because you're in proximity. There are certain chemicals, in the brain, there are certain nonverbal messages that are being subtly sent, and we are forgetting those things, and we've chopped us off. And remember that, when we only saw bits and pieces of the face contains so much information, whether we're happy, whether we're sad, the emotional qualities. These are all things that we are losing the ability to read those messages. And so we don't know whether people are safe or not so safe. It's so important.
It's fascinating what you're saying. And I feel like I intuitively know this. Inside my business, I offer an intuitive strategic planning day and a half. And I tell people we can do it virtually, but if you can come to me, if we can, meet in Santa Fe or meet in Denver, we're going to be amazed at the results, because like so much more energy comes in. There's more intuition that's available. We just have more creativity together. And, I think that what you're saying is that like the science is behind us taking a moment, going the extra mile to literally connect in person.
Yeah. And remember, Kristen, the most important thing I can tell you is face to face, the proximity of 2 or 3 or 4 human beings, there is more electrical and electrochemical energy that transmits in the whole group. Think about, just for example, think about brainstorming. Most businesses have a group together and they get solving problems. When you're solving your problem by yourself, it seems like the giant mountain. When you solve it with someone else, your idea pinpoints off of somebody else, which pivots off of something else. And guess what? Pretty soon there's all these things you never even thought happen. And that's the fun part of being connected with other people. That's why I always say everything begins with communication. Everything. We are human beings. We're designed and hardwired to do that. And that's so important.
What's something that you discovered in your business that just changed everything for you?
My goodness, that's a hard one. I would say the fact that no one is an island and no one can be socially isolated for a long time. And that's something you need to unlearn every step of the way. Be resilient, be flexible. I'm already flexible, but in terms of pivoting, in terms of developing that social connection and networking skill that can't be replaced with anything. So that's my number one skill for everybody out there.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me? I'm going to continue to coach people. Matter of fact, I leave tomorrow for a hearing aid conference, which I'm going to be talking about elder abuse. I've spoken to a lot of groups about social isolation. I will continue to do that. I'm probably gonna start writing a book about unlearning for business owners. So that's my next little minor project. I like to
just a little project, just something
just
really
a little.
tiny.
I have
nothing big.
I have a couple of books on communication, 7 tactics to communication completions, and the workbook. So available on Amazon. That's my plug. But seriously, I would love to have people connect with me on.
Right. Where can we find you?
Yeah. Everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on the new network on QP. So
what's your handle?
It's going to be DrJulee Hafner, and that's with 2 E's, Julee, and the last name Haf as in Frank, Ner. Like I said, if you send me a note, and I'm also DrJuleeHafner@gmail.com. If you want to really give me a private message, you can PM me on Facebook or whatever. But send me
lots of ways to connect.
Send me a
got a whole big
email.
list. We're gonna find you. You cannot hide, Dr. Julie.
I'm not trying to hide, because connection is everything. I don't want to be socially isolated. I want to help people, and I mean that seriously. If you've got an issue, you got something you want to ask, send me an email, send me something.
Absolutely. I love it. This is the whole reason why I created Cats Network, because all of us need to come together and, share our wisdom, our support, our intuition, our love, our positivity. And you're a big part of that. So Dr. Julie, thank you for being on the Big Meow.
And it's been so perfect. I just love it. I'm a cat fan, so this is great for me.
I don't have to lock them out of the room. They sit all over everything when I'm doing this.
Well, you pet them for me, okay?
All right, I will.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Big Meow podcast, sponsored by Cats Network. If you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. You can also join our network filled with positivity and possibility. Visit www.catsnetworking.com to join us and learn more, together with your magical, motivated, and mystical new friends at Cats Network. Let's transform 1 million lives with your message. Are you feeling isolated sitting at home in your PJs? Or perhaps you're tired of the comfy sweatpants with holes in them that are hidden just below the camera? I mean, you could puke at the thought of another day of Zoom meetings and reporting to your BOSS. Do you want freedom from your home office desk or the office cubicle? Do you want freedom from your current career? Or are you frustrated that your online biz dreams are going nowhere? It's all too overwhelming. Where do you start? All the tech, the choices, and your message. Yep, I said your message, your brand, your voice. What is it? Do you even know what that means? Do you need a biz coach but don't want to invest the big bucks? Let's face it, being a solopreneur is lonely, but you don't have to do it alone. And here's a solution. Join Cats Network. Cats Network is a woman-only membership community exclusively available to you, the life coach or executive coach, the author, the thought leader, or the public speaker. If you identify with this list or want to work on adding some of these to your skill set, Cats is the place for you. Check us out at www.catsnetworking.com. That's CATS networking.com. Because let's face it, cats are better together.